We've got the Blue Crabs and Rockers trying to extend division leads. We got Staten Island trying to win some close baseball games for once. And we have two teams with their own All-Star break. How does that happen? All that and more on the Daily Roundup. Hey, is this a new intro? Welcome back to ALPB Roundup, and shout out to Bryce Hensley for the great music for the new intro, trying it out, getting a little more official here on ALPB Roundup. Talking about being official or being unofficial, how about the unofficial All-Star break going on in Lexington right now? You might have noticed there are no games being played by the Lexington Legends and Wild Health Genomes for a whole week. With Mondays off, they're going to have, I think, 8 straight days off, something like that. Pretty crazy scheduling going on. Maybe 7. I forget. I got to double check it. But you might be wondering why. I mean, the site listed as like postponed games, but that's not really what it is. It's not quite the case. Basically, Lexington, who already has 2 teams, is also hosting the Ohio Valley Conference baseball tournament. So with weird scheduling, that was, I think, already on the books like after they already had scheduled the whole season out. So next thing you know, Charleston and High Point had a series midweek sort of scheduled like against each of those 2 teams. Now they're scheduled to play each other, so that's what's going on right now. And then the weekend series was supposed to be between the Genomes and Legends, so that's just postponed to another time. They might be playing 6 doubleheaders. They might not be. It's a mess. But if you're wondering how that happens, now you got 2 teams just sitting around for a week like it's the NFL. On to what happened last night. Let's look at the FerryHawks game where after another 1-run loss, the FerryHawks took on the Revolution again on Staten Island. They put Anthony Rodriguez on the bump against York's Austin Nicely. We'll pick this one up in the bottom of the second with York already leading 2-0. A 2-out single and fielding error set up Javier Betancourt for an opportunity, and the man took it, smashing a 2-run single. The next inning in the bottom of the third, Mariel Batista followed Casey Clemens' RBI single with a 2-run double of his own, making it a 5-2 game. After getting one back in the fourth, the Revs loaded the bases to start the fifth inning. A wild pitch and a Lennon Rodriguez sac fly combined to tie this one up at 5. York kept the pressure on occasionally from there, but the rest of the runs would be from Staten Island. That's right, winning a close game. Not quite a 1-run game, but they're getting there. A 2-run single from Casey Clemens in the 7th would actually put the FerryHawks ahead, and they would go on to win 8-5 over the Revs. For Staten Island, Javier Betancourt went 3 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. Casey Clemens had 2 hits and 3 RBI, and Connor Law, he looked great in relief, struck out 3 in 2 scoreless innings of work. He got the win in this one. For York, Austin Nicely had a tough night, falling to 0-5. He stuck it out, though, for his guys. Got to respect that effort. Throws 120 pitches, 80 for strikes. Something to watch in Staten Island. They're definitely not one of the teams fudging attendance numbers. I know some teams maybe stretch how you can count attendance. Other teams do not. Staten Island announced attendance last night was 921. That's rough. Keep an eye on that. That's definitely a concern. I know it's a Wednesday night. That's usually one of the worst nights of the year. I mean, that's why Lexington's been playing day games when they don't have a college tournament. Just trying to shake things up. So that's something to keep an eye on with new teams and attendance concerns. Staten Island, they snapped their 9-game losing streak. They are now 6-22. York is a spot above them in the north at 10-19. The High Point Rockers put Neil Ascali on the bump, trying to extend their lead in the South Division. He took on the Dirty Birds' Derek Adams in Charleston. Ben Aklinski, like he has so often this season, was the difference maker in this one. Aklinski opened the scoring in the 4th with his 7th home run of the season, making it 1-0. He then added a 2-run double in the 5th, making it a 3-0 game. By the end of the 5th, it was 6-0, and the Rockers would not look back. The Rockers win 8-2. Aklinski goes 3 for 5 with those 3 RBI. His slash line for the season is now 337, 452, 693. That's good for a 193 OPS plus. He's on a 5.4 WAR pace. Ascali gets the win. He improves to 2-1, throws 6 shutout innings, allowing just 3 hits and a walk. Giovanni Alfonso, he also enjoyed a 3-hit day with a double. Charleston on the other side falls to 13-17. High Point is now 22-8. Now let's see if they were able to further extend that half-game lead that they were holding over Gastonia in the South entering the night. Gastonia snuck past Lancaster 2-1 on Tuesday, but their offensive struggles on the road continued in this one. So far, they've scored 7.8 runs per game at home. Huge. But they've scored 3.8 runs per game on the road, a 5-run difference. So short porch in Gastonia. I mean, maybe a little home cooking, you know what I'm saying? But Right now, Gastonia is not the same offense when they're on the road, and Lancaster took full advantage of that in Game 2 of this series, winning 13-3. Homers from Colton Shaver, Ladarius Clark, Andretti Cordero, and B.J. Boyd. B.J. Boyd, I think that might have been his first Atlantic League home run. That supplied 7 of the Barnstormers runs, or at least it's his first Barnstormers homer. Augie Silk looked great for Lancaster. He delivered 5 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits and 2 walks. Silk's record improves to 2-3. Jerry Keel, he took the loss for Gastonia. He allowed 6 runs and 5 innings of work, falls to 2-1 after a tough night. Gastonia, they slipped to 1.5 games behind the hard-charging Rockers in the North with a 20-9 record. They've lost 7 of 13 since their 14-2 start this season. That's very concerning to see, especially with the offensive struggles on the road. Those first 16 games were at 14-2, where it was mostly against lesser competition and at home. So something to keep in mind. The Barnstormers, they are now 13-16. Finally, on Long Island, Southern Maryland got back the game they spotted the Ducks on Tuesday night. They would win this one 11-7, regaining their 9.5 game lead in the North. That's insane. The game was never really close. If I'm honest, Southern Maryland led 9-1 after 3. The Blue Crabs, 8 of them got hits in this one. 4 had multi-hit games. Rule Shaw, he had a 3-hit game. Jared Walker had a solo home run and an RBI double. Mackenzie Mills on the bump gets the win. He allowed 2 earned on 5 hits over 5 innings of work for the Blue Crabs. Akil Morris took the loss, falling to 0-3. He allowed 6 runs and did not make it out of the second. If you're Long Island, that's very concerning to see. They need him to step up in that rotation. Southern Maryland improves to 23-6. Long Island still in second, falls to 13-15. That's all I got today. We got more off time for the Legends and Genomes. I know some of the guys are in Vegas with Brandon Phillips. Some of them are just getting in work at the ballpark when they can between conference games. I don't know what the Genomes are up to. Just DNA stuff, maybe doing research. I have no idea. But around the league, we'll have those matchups continue. We'll have High Point still trying to pull away tonight, finishing up their series. Staten Island seeing if they can get an actual win streak after snapping their losing streak. We got plenty to keep an eye on, is what I'm saying, around the Atlantic League. Until then, I'm Ryan from ALPB Roundup. Y'all have a good one. Hey, look, it's an outro. Good job, Bryce Hensley.
I may not have a lot, but I love what I got. A 4x4 and a good fishing spot. I hope this time my card won't decline.